What up? This is Phenom, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this energy burst thing here, and it's this thing on the gun, which looks pretty cool, pretty fancy effect, which I made in my Fallout edit, which is yeah, looks pretty sexy. So basically, I've got my clip here, and I've kind of got it. He shoots, and then it just sort of twixters after he shoots, and this is going to be a pretty advanced tutorial, so any of you guys who aren't familiar with After Effects, just, you know, learn a bit more and come back, or something. So, we've got a guy, he shoots, it's twixted at 30 frames, straight on the shot, which looks good. So, what we want to do first is, we want to add a displacement map, so we'll make a new composition, 5 seconds long, make comp size, yeah, whatever, and you want to make a new solid, make sure it's white, just okay. We've got its overall tool, and we want to click in the middle and hold control, and and kind of set it so it's about something like that. You don't want it to go all the way to the edge, you know, keep it a bit of a border. Duplicate mask 1, control D, set to subtract, and we want to mask expansion about -40-ish. Now press F for feather, and feather both of them at 80. Which looks pretty good. Now, we want to kind of position the mask sort of where the gun is, so maybe about here, sort of, it won't really matter. And you want to press S for scale, just scale it down to maybe 80. Keyframe, go forward about, I don't know, a second, and expand all the way out. So now you've just got, like that. There's a little bit of white border there. There you go. So yeah, that 1 second should be alright. Yeah, 1 second. Oh, make sure you call this comp displace so we know what it is. Okay. So you want to trim the comp, press N to where your last keyframe is, right click, trim comp to work area. So now we've just got this white expanding thing. So now what we want to do is we want to put that above our shot. So we kind of, he shoots and there's this expansion, and it doesn't really matter, you know, if it goes on a bit. Yeah. So we want to hide that layer, yeah, and make a new adjustment layer. And we want to call this displace. We want to type in displacement map here. Put it on your adjustment layer. Now it doesn't work if you duplicate an already made adjustment layer. You've got to make a new one. Don't worry. Right, set your layer to displace, so make sure you've got the horizontal displace, vertical displace to luminance, I think. Luminance, yeah, luminance. Right, now, if we just play around with these settings here, you can see it's actually warping the screen as he shoots out. So that alone is pretty cool. Like that. But we've got these black borders, so we could wrap pixels around edge, or to make it a little bit better, we could scale up the shot when he shoots. So pan and crop sort of settings. I like to do 120, press S for scale, keyframe, go down, and then 105. I never really use my clips at 100, I always make them 105. So that gets rid of the borders, and it kind of adds a bit more effect. So, maybe let's add a twitch as well. Adjustment layer. Square bracket. Trim the, yeah, you guys know what to do. Add some twitch. Alright, amount 75, speed 8, enable, slide, and we want to go down to slide here, set amount to 5. Let's keyframe the amount and the speed at the very beginning of the shot. Let's go to the end. Let's make that 0 and 0. So the amount and speed just go down to 0, which is nice. Now maybe we could add some levels. Levels, drag that on, keyframe at the end, and then go to the beginning and make it high. Not very high, just a little high. So it goes, when you shoot, it shoots, and it should, you know, shake down. Whatever. Yeah, so now we want to do the light burst. So let's make another adjustment layer. let's rename this one Light Burst, just so we know. Alright, we want to cut that again, trim it again, and we want to put that underneath our displacement map. Oh, something else we could do with the displacement map actually is if we turn the displacement layer on, you can see it goes white there, which doesn't look too bad. If we set the mode to add and turn it down to maybe like 5%, I wouldn't go any higher than 5 or 6. It kind of, you know, just adds a little bit of a highlight around, which makes it look a bit better. Anyway, on this light burst effect, the kind of main effect that is used is actually CC Light Burst 2.5. So just drag that onto your light burst layer. Oh no, it's not. Ignore me. It's light rays. Haha. Right. So what we want to do is we want to leave all these settings except change the radius to 560. So now, if I just hide these layers, we've got this kind of cool effect here, which isn't used much actually, as much as I thought it would be used. So what we want to sort of do is kind of keyframe the path to the gun so it goes like that. So if we set it to, it doesn't have to be accurate, if we set it to maybe just there on the gun, about there, sort of the middle of the gun, just underneath the scope, and press keyframe the center, go forward a few frames, you know, keyframe the center, yeah, just and just you want to just keyframe it, your shot path. Like I said, it doesn't actually have to be accurate. Ooh. But yeah, there we are, like that, and like that. Now what we also want to do is, because it shoots and the gun goes off screen, let's keyframe the radius, and just about 5 frames before it goes off screen, and then when it goes off screen you want to make that 0. So now we've got a light rays that is just like that, and it fades out. Now that alone looks like a pretty decent effect with the displacement map, and this is how it originally was in my comp, but I changed it to add some optical flares. Now this is optical flares. This is a external plugin. So make a new solid, call it optical flares, and add on some optical flares like that. And go to options. Sorry if this is going a bit fast for some people, but this is literally showing you what I did. So now I've got all the pro presets and stuff, so if you just kind of find one, I think I use Cloudy Sun, yeah. But yeah, just find a cool one, it doesn't really matter. One that's sort of, you know, that's like bright, and that looks pretty good. I'll probably use that. So under light, beach, choose beach, that looks fairly nice. Now, make sure your render mode is on transparent. Yeah. Now what we could do is we could sort of cheat. Instead of keyframing the optical flares all over again, we can link it so it sets up to this these keyframes here. So if we go to, is it position XY? Yeah. If we go to if we alt click on position XY, and then we can parent that to that, we made an expression, we can parent that expression to the center of our light rays. So if we do that, now wherever the light ray goes, the optical flare goes. So again, that's quite nice. I'm going to put that optical flares below our Twitch layer, which I believe is there, just so it looks a bit nicer. And again, we want to sort of fade this out. This time you could change the brightness, or you could just fade it out with opacity or whatever, but yeah, that's all cool. So now we've got this cool, that's pretty much it, you know, that's pretty much how I made it. It kind of goes, and with this color correction that I made here, here's my big comp. If I copy that, paste that in there, as you can see, that looks fairly nice, and that's all I've pretty much got here. This is my main comp where I made everything, and yeah, so that we've kind of accomplished the same effect. I'm just checking if we've missed anything out. No, what's that? Phil? No, ignore that. Nope, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching this tutorial, guys, and I know, yeah, just for you guys out there who aren't sort of familiar with I don't want this to be exactly the same in every edit. I want you guys to mess about with it. And yeah, it's sort of advanced tutorial, so sorry beginners, but yeah, thanks for watching, and